Hi, Juliette. All right. The Domino's pizza story. I remember that well. I remember I drove you to Domino's and we weren't getting served. In fact, it took forever for us to get served. And the people working there were in their late 20s. And I said, why it's taking so long, Juliette? Because they don't care about their jobs. They hate their jobs. So they're just not working fast. There's no motivation. When you got an education in school, you can get a job and do what you want to do. This is something I've told every class I've ever had when I was teaching. There's nothing greater in life, in your lifetime, than doing what you want to do for a living. But you need a good education to do that. I wouldn't be surprised. Look at these people. They're not teenagers. They're in their 20s. They probably dropped out of high school, didn't go to college. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them went home with their parents and lived with their parents. So that's why you concentrate on your studies and you get a great job doing art, which you want to do. Okay? And and your mother writes now an email. She'll be irritated that I've retold the story, knowing you would then be pissed at her for telling me. You called her a snitch at one time. I know a snitch, that's very hurtful to a teen. It's also a very bad thing to be. I've taught that rule as a rule to Juliette. If you snitch, which means telling on somebody for no reason but other than to get them into trouble, will make you an outcast, and it's a very looked down upon thing. If you see somebody stealing or you see somebody doing something really wrong, it's different. Somebody's bullying you, that's different. But snitching just means that you're trying to make trouble for somebody else just to get them into trouble, just because you don't like them. I can think of somebody very close to you that lives with you that likes to do that. But your mother writes, going back to the last event that divided us, you called her cell a lot, then switched to mine or to our home phone. It's not true. I only called her cell. And I emails. You left messages that were odd and that suggested to me that you were very hyped up, ramped up, off. Not drunk because your speech was not slurred, but it wasn't the normal you. She didn't bother. I sent her that previous letter explaining why I might have been extra angry. But anyway, the next morning you left a message with a very different tone, as if you know things went sideways and you wanted to negotiate a truce or whatever, a reset. I did resets with you many times, like just forgetting you said something or did something or you're just moving forward. Your daughter is not capable of forgetting the things that made her afraid, made her self-esteem, or made her feel like shit. In all, she feels like she was verbally abused by you. What your mother is saying here is that she is better than you because she can handle the bad language you can't. You'll never be as good as your mother. This is what a covert narc does. Covert narcissist tries to always put you down, and she's putting you down by saying you can't handle it. You can't handle it that the world is bad. You can't handle this. You can't handle it. Juliette cannot handle it. So I will be the queen and take care of her because she is a nothing. She can't handle it. That's what your mother's attitude is here. That's what she's saying if you read between the lines. Or not even, if you just read the lines. She writes, I'll continue to check in with her about second chances, about reading your letters. In past emails, you have attacked me in backhanded ways. Okay, don't know what she's talking about. You blame me for stuff, and then you said take full responsibility. Lots of contradictions in my perspective, but I'm not rereading each one or responding to each line you wrote. Well, you can't do that because they don't exist. And the other thing a covert narcissist does is take what they do and turn it around and say, this is what you do. I hope you do the same for my emails and respond to every row of text rather than think about the broader strokes. Juliette is being taken care of. We have a great team here working together, from doctor to talk therapist and a group at the school who are just great. Fortunately, that doesn't include me. It has been difficult to find the right medication to help her focus. It has been painful to see her sad, forlorn, and social. It has been great when she comes out of those moods, hang out with her friends, and go on to a formal dance and dance with my nephew at weddings, enjoy her cousins. Well, guess what? How am I to blame for any of this? Because this is being written a year and a half after the last time I saw her. So you tell me how I am causing her this distress. It's because she has these emotional problems, and you're feeding them because you're a covert narcissist, Lori. I'm talking to Lori now. I'm not thinking I'm talking to Lori. I'm only talking to you, Juliette. But that's what I would say to your mother if I could say it to her. I wrote, Lori, you have to let the past go. You see, capital letters. You have to let the past go. You have to see that I will not act in the ways you mentioned. I cannot afford to, but the only way I can prove it to you is to let you see it. If you insist on living in January 2016, we can't make progress. That team to help her must include me. And there's not a person in the world that doesn't think that a daughter should be with her father. You have the chance to show goodwill. If I screw up, you have every right not to allow me to see her. But I have suffered more than you could ever imagine. People ask, what kind of person can do what she did to you? I have no anger and no bad feelings, and I would defend you to the hilt if you would allow me to work together to help our greatest cause, our daughter. And she is going to be 18 soon as well. So that will change the dynamic again. I'll never do anything to upset you or Juliette, but you have to let me show that. Does not that sound reasonable? Am I not harping on anything you said or did or anymore? I have let it go. I just know you're a good enough person to do the right thing. Sit back, and I have faith in you. I will not go away. I will never abandon Juliette. She's my daughter, too. Thanks for writing. So is she going on to 12th grade? By the way, I saw a commercial on TV for free college in New York State. I haven't checked it out. Let's get Juliette well. I'm always here for the both of you. That's the terrible person I am. And I write back, I can't let go of a couple things. I just told you the story about what was going on with me and that lady upstairs. So why I typed, I was so extra hyped that when I was talking to you. And the third speech, come on, for F's sake, how many years do I have to be sober for you not to bring that up? Now, you are getting stories from an emotionally disturbed young girl who's bound to twist the facts. I was going to force her to drive? What the F? Every normal teen cannot wait to learn how to drive, and I assumed she would do before I knew she was as ill as she was. You never even taught her to ride an effing bike. My mother was great, Mother, and I learned my morals from her. Where do yours come from? And the pizza story. Just, here's the real story. I've already told the story, so I'm going to repeat it here. All right? I'll just go down to in AA. They teach you to let go of resentments, but I will not have you invented new excuses why you shouldn't see me. What has already happened is a tragedy, an act of cruelty, and I still have that letter. And now, if I have pissed you off, I'm sorry, but I am only human. You never gave me a chance. You gave me a break. She is my daughter, and I will give you every chance to do the right thing. I will treat Juliette like gold. I would never, ever blow another chance. Father's Day now. Come on. I would like you to imagine, for some crazy reason, the courts took Juliette away from you, and there was nothing you could do. Try, and think about how that might feel. No one is here when I burst into tears, when I can't get out of bed. The unhappiness you caused me, I would never dream of doing to another person. No one. So please, let's work together. And I'm never going to give up. And I still have this letter. Remember that. I do have that letter still, and there you go, But I learned later that a covert narcissist is just a good thing. And the next letter, Julia isn't going to call you this year. View me as you wish. I also did not mention morals in my last email. Well, because they damn well don't have any. That's why I didn't mention them, So it's June 15th. There's like 3 months to go here. And I decided I was going to change my plans to try to create a situation to where when the order of protection ended, that you might give me a chance to make up with your mother and then to eventually make up with you. But I am obviously frustrated here. Angry if you want. But your mother's driving me crazy. Because, she's, I haven't not seen you in over 500 days now. And she's talking about all your problems. But somehow they're my fault. I did them. You're the way they are. Your mother says you're screwed up because of me. Your mother's fine. She's the only fine one in this situation. Out of the 3 of us, your mother's fine. You're screwed up, she says. I'm screwed up, she says. So think about that. But just know, I'm always here. And if I'm still alive, and any day you want, you can call me. Because I love you. Bye.